What's up, GameUltra fans? Today, we're counting down 10 games that totally lived up to their massive hype. You know how it is, sometimes games get so much buzz before release that they can't possibly match our sky-high expectations. But these 10 legends, they didn't just meet the hype, they smashed right through it. These are games that changed the industry, set new standards, and gave us experiences we'll never forget. So let's dive into these amazing titles and see exactly why they earned every bit of praise thrown their way. Elden Ring. From the team behind Dark Souls comes this massive open-world adventure that took gaming by storm. As a character called the Tarnished, you explore the lands between after something called the Elden Ring was shattered. The world is absolutely huge and filled with secrets everywhere you look. You can ride a horse to travel faster, fight incredible bosses that will test your skills, and discover hidden dungeons around every corner. What made Elden Ring deserve all its hype was how it took the tough but fair combat from Dark Souls and dropped it into a truly open world where you can go anywhere you see. If a boss is too hard, just leave and come back stronger later. The game never holds your hand or shows you where to go, it trusts that you'll find your own adventure. With different weapons, magic spells, and ways to build your character, everyone's journey feels personal. Elden Ring proved that difficult games can still be welcoming to new players if the world is interesting enough to explore. Half-Life 2. Even though it came out way back in 2004, Half-Life 2 still feels modern in so many ways. You play as scientist Gordon Freeman, who must fight against alien overlords called the Combine, who have taken over Earth. What made Half-Life 2 revolutionary was how it told its story. No cutscenes that take control away from you, just seamless storytelling as you move through the world. The game introduced physics-based puzzles that made you think in new ways, like using the iconic gravity gun to pick up and throw objects. At the time, seeing items react realistically to being moved or thrown was mind-blowing. The game takes you through city streets, zombie-filled towns, boat chases, and underground bases, always changing up the experience just when you think you've seen it all. The characters feel like real people with amazing facial animations that were years ahead of their time. Half-Life 2 deserved its hype because it didn't just make a great game. It showed the entire industry new ways to tell stories, design levels, and create technology that games still use today.
Oh, I thought you were a cop.
He's one of us.
Grand Theft Auto 5 took the open-world crime formula and supercharged it with 3 playable characters, the biggest map in the series, and endless things to do. Set in Los Santos, based on Los Angeles, you switch between Michael, a retired bank robber, Franklin, a young hustler, and Trevor, a completely wild criminal, as they plan and pull off increasingly crazy heists. The game world feels incredibly alive. People walk dogs, joggers run on the beach, cars crash naturally, and random events happen everywhere. You can play tennis, race cars, fly planes, hunt animals, invest in the stock market, or just cause as much chaos as possible with the game's massive selection of weapons and vehicles. What made GTA 5 worth the hype was how detailed everything feels. The radio stations have hours of music and funny talk shows, TV shows play in the game, and there are countless little jokes hidden throughout the city. Plus, GTA Online has kept the game relevant for years with constant updates, adding new missions, cars, and activities. GTA 5 didn't just meet expectations, it created a virtual world that millions of players still enjoy exploring a decade later. God of War, 2018. This game completely reinvented the God of War series by taking rage-filled Kratos from Greek mythology to the quieter, snowier world of Norse gods. Now older and with a young son named Atreus, Kratos must journey to the highest mountain to spread his wife's ashes. What was once a button-mashing action game became a more thoughtful adventure with an over-the-shoulder camera and a focus on Kratos learning to be a father. The combat feels incredible with Kratos' new Leviathan axe, which you can throw at enemies and magically call back to your hand like Thor's hammer. The game is presented as one continuous shot with no camera cuts, making the whole adventure feel seamless as you explore the beautiful Nordic realms. God of War deserved its hype because it proved that beloved game series can change drastically and still be amazing. The story hits emotional notes that previous games never attempted, with a father-son relationship that feels real and complex. The world design is gorgeous with secrets hidden everywhere, encouraging exploration while still telling a focused story. It showed that big-budget action games could have heart and depth without losing any of the spectacular battles that made the series famous. Bloodborne. From the creators of Dark Souls comes this faster, darker adventure set in the Gothic city of Yharnam, where a mysterious illness has turned citizens into beasts. As a hunter, you arrive seeking a cure but find yourself caught in a nightmare that gets stranger the deeper you go. Unlike Dark Souls, Bloodborne rewards aggressive play. You can regain lost health by attacking enemies quickly after being hit, and there are no shields to hide behind. The trick weapons are incredibly cool, each transforming between two forms, like a cane that becomes a bladed whip or an axe that extends into a halberd, giving you different attack options. The world design is incredible, with shortcuts connecting areas in surprising ways and architecture that looks both beautiful and nightmarish. Bloodborne deserved its hype because it created a perfect atmosphere of dread and mystery that pulls you in completely. The bosses are unforgettable. Massive creatures that seem impossible to beat until you learn their patterns. The game doesn't explain much of its story directly, instead letting you piece things together through item descriptions and environmental details. This created a community of players who worked together to understand the deeper lore. The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. Nintendo completely rethought what a Zelda game could be with this massive open-world adventure. After waking up from a 100-year sleep, Link must explore a massive version of Hyrule to regain his memories and defeat Calamity Ganon. What makes this game special is its complete freedom. After a short tutorial area, you can go literally anywhere you see, even straight to the final boss, though you'll probably get destroyed. The game's systems work together in amazing ways. Metal objects conduct electricity during storms, fire spreads with the wind, and ice can be used to create paths across water. You can climb almost any surface until your stamina runs out, then glide down from heights to reach distant areas. Breath of the Wild deserved its massive hype because it trusted players to find their own fun without marking everything on the map. The joy of spotting something interesting in the distance, figuring out how to reach it, and finding a cool reward feels incredible. Resident Evil 2 Remake. Capcom took their 1998 classic and rebuilt it from the ground up, creating what might be the perfect video game remake. Set during the early days of a zombie outbreak in Raccoon City, you play as either rookie cop Leon Kennedy or college student Claire Redfield as they try to escape the nightmare. The remake brilliantly updates the fixed camera angles of the original to an over-the-shoulder view, while keeping the tight corridors and limited resources that make the game so tense. The police station is an incredible setting. A former museum with secret passages, locked doors, and zombies that can follow you between rooms. The game's standout feature is the unstoppable tyrant, Mr. X, a massive creature in a trench coat who constantly hunts you through the station.
I'm giving you an order,
Hearing his footsteps get closer while you're trying to solve a puzzle creates unforgettable moments of panic. Resident Evil 2 deserved all its praise because it showed how to modernize a classic without losing what made it special. The Last of Us. Naughty Dog's post-apocalyptic masterpiece follows Joel, a hardened survivor, who must escort teenager Ellie across an America devastated by a fungal infection that turns people into aggressive creatures. What starts as a simple job becomes a deeply emotional journey that explores what people will do to protect those they care about. The gameplay brilliantly supports this story, with limited resources making every encounter a tense decision between stealth, combat, or running away. The infected enemies come in different types, from the blind clickers that navigate by sound to the charging bloaters covered in fungal armor. But the human enemies are often more dangerous and morally complex. The world is hauntingly beautiful, with nature reclaiming cities and creating gorgeous scenes amid the destruction. The Last of Us deserved its enormous praise because it elevated video game storytelling to new heights. The relationship between Joel and Ellie develops naturally through both cutscenes and small moments of dialogue during gameplay. The motion capture performances create characters that feel genuinely real, with subtle facial expressions conveying emotions without words.
Get off your ass on your feet.
Skyrim. Bethesda's massive fantasy RPG has become a cultural phenomenon, ported to practically every gaming device in existence. As the Dragonborn, a hero with the soul of a dragon, you explore the snowy northern province of Skyrim during a civil war, and the return of world-eating dragons. What makes Skyrim special is its unmatched freedom. You can follow the main quest, join different factions like the Thieves Guild or Dark Brotherhood, or just wander the wilderness finding adventures. The game lets you play however you want. Become a heavy armor warrior, sneaky archer, powerful mage, or mix different styles. There are hundreds of quests ranging from epic storylines to small town problems, and countless dungeons filled with undead Draugr, bandits, or magical puzzles. Skyrim deserved its legendary status because it created a world that feels alive and responds to your choices. You can buy houses, adopt children, get married, and truly roleplay as your unique character. The random dragon attacks create memorable moments as you're just exploring, turning peaceful situations into sudden battles. The modding community has created thousands of new quests, characters, and improvements that keep the game fresh a decade later. Red Dead Redemption 2. Rockstar's Wild West epic follows outlaw Arthur Morgan during the final days of the Old West as his gang tries to outrun the law and civilization itself. This prequel to the original Red Dead Redemption created perhaps the most believable virtual world ever made. The attention to detail is staggering. Mud builds up on your clothes and horse during rain. Animal corpses decompose over time if not skinned, and your hair and beard grow naturally during the game. The open world spans snowy mountains, open plains, swamps, and bustling towns, each filled with unique wildlife and random encounters with strangers. The game's pace is deliberately slower than most modern games, focusing on immersion rather than constant action. You need to clean your guns to prevent jamming, eat to maintain health, and bond with your horse for better performance. Red Dead Redemption 2 deserved every bit of its massive hype because it creates a time machine to the year 1899, letting you live inside this historical period. The camp where your gang lives feels like a real community, with characters having conversations, doing chores, and singing around the campfire.
Why the hell did you drag us into this, Charles? That all of them? Doesn't look like it.
And there you have it. 10 legendary games that absolutely earned all the attention and praise they received. What makes these games special isn't just their amazing graphics or fun gameplay, it's how they pushed gaming forward in different ways. Some revolutionized storytelling, others created incredible worlds to explore, and some just perfected their genre to create experiences we'll never forget. Did your favorite legendary game make the list? Let me know in the comments what game you think deserved all its hype. Don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe for more top-tier gaming content. This is GameUltra, and I'll see you in the next video.